Valves are off on the gun. The way I do it is I pull the trigger with this hand, with this finger, and then I attach the air to the gun. There's no air flowing right now. If I let go of the trigger, we have air flowing. That's what we want to avoid during flushing because it will create a terrible mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my fluid on here at the flush pot. Also switch hands. The reason I do this like this is I can turn the fluid on and off from the flush pot with this hand as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the fluid on. For safety. I flush this one side at a time. I'm going to flush the A side first. So now, as I do this, I'm going to turn this on. We should see material come right through the front of the gun. There's the A side coming out. A side is being flushed out of the feed lines or the extension whip. We now have clear fluid. The A side is flushed. We can shut this valve off. I'll now show you the importance of having the trigger pulled before you open the valve. Not in the bucket, of course. When we lift the gun up and release the trigger, air starts to flow. That air, if you let go of the trigger while you're flushing it, will make a big mess. So what we'll do, looks like we still have good pressure on our flush pot. We can keep the trigger pulled, our valves are open, and now we'll jump over, we'll do the B side. That will evacuate these lines and it will evacuate the fluid head on the gap gun. Here we go. And there's our B-side chemical coming out of the gun. We have a nice flow of clear chemical. You can do this one of two ways now. You can either shut off your valve which supplies the fluid to the gun down here. I'll show you that again. That might be your quickest, easiest way to do it. You can also just gently close the valve against its seat and it will do the same thing. So once again, keeping the trigger pulled while the gun is in the flush pot, because when we bring it up and let go of the trigger, we now have air. So what we can do is point it into our rag, let the trigger go, and disconnect our air. The chemical is now out of the gun and it can be disassembled and detail cleaned. This gun has been functioning properly for the last several months, but it is time to give it a once over and get it ready to go again. We're moving into colder weather here, so we want to make sure everything in this gun is in tip-top shape when we start dealing with the colder temperatures and material that could be a little on the colder side.